All right, everybody, welcome back to the Sideshow. My name is Mingo.
This is Tony.
Hey, and today's show is brought to you by Desert Physical Medicine, alternative regenerative medicine. I went and had stem cells shot into my knee. It feels great. All the numbing on my right side has subsided, except for around the knee where it should be probably for about the next month or so. And then this Friday, within a couple of days, I get to go back and do another little procedure with this little electrical machine. It's kind of cool. So again, if your back hurts, your neck hurts, your knees, if you don't want to go in and actually have the surgery to replace them, this is a really great alternative. Desert Physical Medicine, alternative regenerative medicine. It's at 81765 Highway 111, number 3 there in Indio. The number is 760-863-5955. You can also go to My Spinal Injury Center at gmail.com if you want to email them first, or to desertphysicalmed.com if you want to check them out online. So, Tuesday, it's been a week now since I've had the injections put in.
Right.
And I got to tell you, I used to come home and I would be numb all on my right side, from like the tips of my toes to my shoulder and just starting up my neck. And now it seems like it's just around my knee right now. Like it's like the knee has done whatever that stuff is supposed to do, regenerate, rebuild, whatever it is. And it's contained it to that area. And the swelling that normally goes on in my leg is contained to that area. And I feel like I'm walking a lot better. Like I'm actually bending my knee to walk. I'm not like walking like with a peg leg, you know what I mean?
That's a gangster stroll, though. Kid.
Yeah, it is, right? Yeah, I'd rather get mine, original and get shot in the leg than, no, I'm just
so
kidding.
your leg would actually swell up?
It felt like it would swell up. I don't know if it actually did. I'm too fat to be able to look down and be like, oh yeah, it's swollen. You should look the same size as me. I don't know, whatever. You know what I mean? But it feels like it's, it's really strong and taut in my skin. So I'm assuming that swelling. But now, it's just like I said, just that knee area that feels that way, and like I could sit at work all day and move around as little as I do, and it's just that knee area again. It doesn't go up my body or down my body. It's contained right there for now.
Nice.
So yeah, it's really good. It's a great alternative. If you guys want to try it out, please do so. And by the way, thank you for coming to was it Babes? Babes for my
barbecue?
birthday. Yeah.
Sorry I had to crash it, and I know it's just you and your family.
No, it's cool, man. It's good. Well, you are family though, so it's good. It's kind of weird now that, my parents aren't there, because they were the ones that would always, make sure everybody, hey, we're going to go here, we're going to do this, okay. But now I'm like, Sebastian took the horns, said, I'm going to set it up for you, we're going to go do this, we're going to go do that, okay. So then we went, and man, that food was so good, dude.
Yes, it was.
And I can't say that we didn't over order.
Yes. Well, it wasn't over ordering, but it was cool that what everyone, like the sides that people ordered, was going around the table.
Yeah. That's my family. Do we just whatever?
I know for a fact I saw you eating it with a fork.
Correct.
Okay. So again, I have to apologize.
Why? Oh.
Did you not get the apology that night while we were eating?
No.
Because I ordered ribs.
Oh, okay.
Okay, and I like them saucy. So I'm eating, and as I'm licking my fingers after one or two bones, after every bone I'm licking my fingers, but after like the third one, I noticed everyone was eating with a fork except for your sister, your older sister, and
right.
And it's one of those things that I didn't want you guys to be like, this motherfucker. Dirty.
Right? We ain't like that. Not at all. It's good though, dude. Like, what's really cool though is like, and I know you haven't been around, you've met my nephew before, but you haven't spent a lot of time around my family, so it's really cool that you come around and you're comfortable instantaneous. Like, you know what I mean? Like, and part of that is this guy or whatever, fuck. And I felt bad because like I was at the head of the table and you were on the opposite end.
You pretty much had me at the kids' table.
Oh, come on. Not my sister's older than us. What are you talking about? You was at the grandpa table, bro. So let me ask you, because I know that we had spoken about it before, and I always gave you a bunch of shit about it. But do you feel like 52 was the defining year? Like, what I mean by that is where you finally start to feel your age. I mean, you've had to give up soap and conditioner, shampoo and conditioner.
I wouldn't say that is the defining age,
Okay.
but it's more of the age at least for me, I'm coming to the realization of things that I've been not really paying attention to for the last, let's say, even 5 years.
Okay.
Maybe 5 might be a bit much. 47, that might be a bit much. But at least the last few years.
Okay.
Definitely before 50. Meaning, like in my daughter's quinceañera.
Right.
It's 8 years ago, let's say.
Okay.
Me trying to break dance.
Oh.
You know what I'm saying? It's like, but then I tried to break dance at my 50th too.
How'd that go?
It was rough. So it's now I'm really thinking, now, let me put it this way. At 50, I said, fuck it, I'm going to do it. Right?
Right.
Now, I'm like, there's no way. I'm not even going to attempt it. Because now I've come to realize, no, it's not happening.
Right.
So, yes. And then after, what we did after Babes, we'll explain it again, too.
Yeah.
We'll get to that story in a second.
Well, I was, do you find it harder getting up or down? And what I mean by that, like, I know that I can get down on the ground and do something. It's the getting back up. I have to make sure of my surroundings. Like, can I lean on something? Am I, can I push off of this to get to that and stand me up?
For me, it's getting down. I don't want to hurt myself.
Right.
And getting up is just, I don't have a problem getting up per se, but it's just a struggle.
Right.
So I'm not afraid of getting hurt. It's just that I know I'm using a lot more muscle to try and get up.
Yeah, I think you're right, but for me, it's twofold for me right now, because I'm using more muscles and it's logistical because I have to know what's around me. Like, can I put my arm on something to help me, gain my leverage and push up? Because I don't have the strength or the dexterity in my leg yet, so I got to make sure that I'm around something where I can push to stand up. You know what I mean?
Like for work today, matter of fact, I had to work on a heater.
Okay.
I have a little collapsible stool, and it's probably 10 inches off the ground. To whereas I used to just sit on the floor. Just Indian style, cross my legs and just do my work. But now I'm using that stool a lot more.
Let me ask you this though: do you feel like you're doing it because your body's like, hey, bro, we're 52. Go ahead and grab the stool. Or is it you're like, dude, why wasn't I doing this shit the whole time?
Yeah, that's more of it. Again, I'm not straining myself.
Right.
But it is a strain to do it.
Right.
If that makes sense.
Absolutely.
Yeah. But I also am finding if I'm sitting in the same position for too long, my body really hurts.
Yeah, it's harder to get up, right?
It's harder to get up. I got to loosen up again. It's football season, for example.
Right.
My wife loves football now. So I sit there and watch it with her. But I don't, like I'm doing something else for the most part while she's watching the game, but we're sitting together.
Got it.
But a game is what, 2 hours long?
At least. You can't sit there that long, right?
Yeah.
Well, I was like, I mean, you saw how hard it was for me to get up right now before we came out here. It's the same kind of thing. But right now I'm really kind of just, okay, stand up, make sure I got my feet under me, because I think that was the scariest part before I had this done, was making sure that I had my footing under me, because it never felt like it didn't feel sturdy. You know what I mean?
Right.
And now it feels good though.
And you know how I just said about the realization, now that I'm 52, I can look back and say, yeah, that was an obvious sign that I didn't take into consideration, or that was an obvious sign. Again, breakdancing, that was a way obvious sign. Going back to my hair. Today was the first day. I haven't used shampoo since we last spoke.
Okay.
But I still got my bottles there in the shower. And so I was like, my daughter's coming tomorrow for the weekend.
Okay.
So I was like, well, okay, I might as well give them to her.
Right.
So while I was showering, I grabbed them and I put them, I opened up the shower and I put them on the countertop. And I looked at the space that they sat in. And now I have a lot more room because the bottles are pretty big because, again, they're the pump ones.
Right.
So they're good-sized bottles. And it just hit me that, wow, I'm done with shampoo and conditioner now. And another point I'm trying to make on that is I see photos from of course, my hair was thinning, but it was one of those things that I tried to comb it the same way I always did, where I should have been doing something a little different.
Right.
To take that into consideration.
Right. Hence the long hair, dude.
Well, I saw somebody once that, the crown, the temples, like
right.
what you got going.
Right.
I had like little bit of hair sticking out of them.
Okay.
Where I should have just cut that, just
cleaned it out.
And of course it makes you look like you got a 5-head instead of a 4-head.
Right.
But still, it doesn't make you look like you got a 5-head, but you're still pretending to have a 4-head.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So
right,
it's
right.
like
that's fucking hilarious.
But again, back to giving up the shampoo and conditioner, I was, I took a picture of it and I sent it to my daughter. I was like, yo, these are for you if you want them. She's like, of course. Grocery shopping at mom and dad's.
So, did anything trigger you like, fuck, I should have gotten rid of these a long time ago? When you took the pictures, were you like, fuck, I am old? Because I've seen the pictures, and those are some fucking economy size bottles. You're 20, you're like, fuck, I got $18 left in my account. I can buy a small bottle of this, small bottle of that. I got $10 for gas, and I got $2 for a burger. And yours is like, well, fuck it, get the big bottle so it lasts me throughout the month.
Pretty much.
Yeah?
Yeah.
That's fucking hilarious.
And you know what kills me too? Is whenever I watch like YouTube videos, and they'll have an advertisement. I don't know if you've seen this one. There's an advertisement of Matthew McConaughey on the Kelly Ripa show.
I haven't seen that one.
Okay, it's him being interviewed. It's Kelly Ripa, and there was a guest co-host. So I don't,
That's not her husband?
No, it was like it's kind of older already.
Okay.
The clip, and the co-host just on a whim just said, "Man, your hair looks great. You look great. Your hair looks great." And Matthew McConaughey actually says, "Back in the '90s, I was losing my hair." And then the commercial cut to whoever was selling a product.
Oh,
like,
wow.
this will help you grow your hair back, just like that type of deal.
Right.
But, again, in that advertisement, it showed him in the 90s when you really look at it, you're like, oh, yeah, I remember he used to look like that. And he was going bald. And now he's got a full head of hair.
So you were like, wait, I'm not going to give these away. I need to buy that product first and give that a little.
There's always a chance. There's still a chance.
So you're saying there's a chance. Hey, dude, I'm not going out without a battle, dude. I'm telling you, I bought that shit for my hair. I'm not going to tell you how much it was, dude, but the bottle is smaller than that. It's about the same height.
It's a water bottle?
Yeah, about the size of a water bottle, thinner, but about that height. There's probably about 12 ounces in there, maybe less than that.
And you got to use it daily?
Yeah. But I didn't read the instructions.
So you got hair growing on your palms of your hand?
Yeah. It's for another reason, though, bro. We'll talk about that later. They have, like some of the ones, like when you do I have another one that I was using for a while so that it keeps it from getting all tied together or whatever. but this shit's fucking. It's like it's biotin based, and it's bomb. But it's expensive, and it doesn't. It's not the greatest smelling shit. Like there's nothing like when you were the chick and you smell her hair and you're like, God damn, your hair smells good. Like, you know what I mean? So I don't want to smack a chick in with my hair in her face or have it in her face. She'd be like, God, what kind of shit do you put in your hair? Like, what the fuck is that? So I bought this that other shit, and that one doesn't smell, and it's biotin based too, and it was like $85 for the fucking bottle, dude, of that shit. But I'm telling you, bro, it's growing back. Like you could feel it. You could feel the little.
Okay, hold on.
Hairs.
Time out. So you're saying it's growing back. So you literally had no hair in that spot.
Yes.
Okay, so where can I sign up?
And it's all from because they were in fucking, what do you call it? What's that shit called? COVID. During COVID, they lost their hair.
Yes.
And so now it's starting to come back. First product that I bought that I was telling you about, there's like 4 or 5 different stages of shit. You're like $200-$300 into fucking product, and that's just washing your hair. Like you gotta wash it, you gotta fucking rinse it, and you gotta put it in, and then you gotta fucking. I'm just gonna shave it. Fuck it. You know what I mean? Like, was my thought process, but I don't think I could shave it, dude.
Well,
I'd get shot by a cop if I shaved my head, I think.
I have to admit, my head is not used to the loofah.
Just on it?
Scrape.
Right.
Maybe it's just sensitive, I guess. It just got to build up some sort of tolerance.
I guess.
Because it kind of hurts when I'm doing it.
Well, fucking how hard are you pushing the loofah, dude? Jesus Christ.
Well, I wouldn't say it's hard, but it's still something that, because it's that netting.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? And, it's just, I don't know. It kind of hurts. So I'm just not used to it, I guess.
There's, what's it called? That Axe body spray?
Uh-huh.
They have one that's that netting on one side and almost like a sponge on the other.
Huh.
But it's really for your balls.
Oh, okay.
But you could probably use that on your head so that you're not fucking scratching it like that. I'd probably feel better than scratching your...
I just think I just got to get used to it.
Yeah. Or just don't push so hard.
And I haven't figured out, do I wash my head first? Because when I wash my head, I'm washing my face. And I got to close my eyes.
Okay, so let me ask you a question. And you have to answer honestly, okay?
Okay.
Do you actually put soap on your legs, or is it just the water that comes down that's soapy?
I scrub down to the knees.
And then the rest is just...
Pretty much.
Okay. You should probably save it for last then. You know what I mean? Well, because I don't want you to oh man, I got to take a quick shower and just fucking... I can just wash my hair and then all the soap that comes down, I'll clean it.
Well, I was more concerned about my my front and my back, and then going up to the top.
Oh,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah, maybe. Or wash your ass last. Or first.
Well, if I did it first, then I'm bringing it up to my face and my head.
Or use a different one for your ass.
Oh yeah, I'm not doing all that.
Or
again, I'm trying to cut these showers down on time, and this is really helping. But
what if you got the small towels? I use that just for your head and face.
Yeah, again, I'm not swapping, because then I got to put soap on that. No, I got to stick with one thing, and a towel is too soft. My old lady uses a towel, washcloth, or she used to at least. Now she has a loofah. But yeah, to me, that doesn't work.
I found this thing that I really, really like. That it's like a palm comb. You remember those, right? The little black ones you put on and sit there and just fucking slick your hair back.
Uh-huh.
So it's like a palm comb, and you just put your body soap on it and use that to, lather up in your face and down your legs and all that bullshit. You should try one of those, dude. It's nice. And then I got another one that's for my back. So it's like a long strap, but you just kind of all the way down your back.
Word.
You know what I mean? girl at work the other day was laughing at me though. I sent her a picture of one of those fucking. So I'm 52, and I've been growing my hair for about a year and a half. It's a little bit further than my shoulders at this point. I don't know how to braid hair. So like when we get together at your house or whatever, and the girls, hey, would you mind, braiding my hair real quick? Or when I get to work, I have to wait till 2:30 for, the part-time young girl that works for me to come. Hey, would you mind braiding my hair real quick? And then they just do the one braid off the back, right? So I was looking on Amazon, and they have one of those fucking Barbie braiding machines where you put in like 2 or 3 straps. And I sent it to her. I said, you think I'd be able to use this? And she started laughing. She said, don't. She said, I tried using it. She said, a friend of mine tried using it. And unless you know what you're doing, you're gonna end up walking around with that fucking machine like stuck to your head with all the hair tangled in it, and you're just gonna have to cut it all. So yeah, don't get it. I'm like, fuck, okay. So I just gotta find somebody to braid my hair down.
I'm pretty sure you can go online and say self braiding lessons or something along those lines.
The problem is that because I'm so, well, maybe you're right. Maybe I could.
And the first couple of times it's gonna look jacked up, but after that,
we're golden.
yeah.
I don't know. So should I grow the sides or keep shaving it? That's my next dilemma. I've kind of let it grow in right now, but I'm not sure if I want to do that either.
And this is nothing negative.
Here we go. When he says that shit, it's fucking hella negative. So brace yourself.
But the discussion we are having is, we're old, kid.
Yeah.
And for a 52-year-old trying to grow his hair out, in my opinion, is...
Yeah, but I'm not. But I'm native though. It's not like.
Oh, here we go.
It's because I'm. My peoples. That's how we do it. You know what I mean?
And the best part about that is grow it out of it, and it's gonna look like shit for that one point in time, that growing out stage.
Yeah. Well, what's nice though is like the top is really long, so I could just leave it down to cover up how koala like the side of my head's gonna look while it's growing out.
Because it's gonna look like that.
Yeah,
and it's gonna look funky for a minute because you have long hair on top.
Yeah.
And bushy on all the way around on the side.
But look at how fast the side's already grown. It's only been 3 weeks since I've been to the barber to get it cut.
Yeah, but that's because you're looking at it from a bare head.
Right, but that's what I'm saying though. Like, look at how fast it's grown.
After 2 months, you'll say, "Man, it's not really growing as fast as I thought it would."
Damn, always so negative.
And here's the other thing. Back to our age. I think we've talked about this before. Manny and I have talked about this before, where the conversations you're having with your homies is different. You're talking about shit that hurts. What kind of medications you're taking, and these are conversations your parents had with their relatives and their friends.
Right.
I was talking to my Uncle Domingo not too long ago, and same shit. His mom is older. She had him when she was already older.
Okay.
So she my mom, my Uncle Domingo, and my mom. They share the same dad.
Okay.
But their moms are different.
Okay.
So his mom and my mom are not the same age, but they're close in age.
Okay.
So and Domingo's younger than me.
Okay.
So that tells you the age difference between him and his mom. And he's telling me the problem she's having. And his stepfather as well. And so we're talking about, oh man, that's gonna be us. We gotta make sure we plan for this. And you know what I'm saying? It's like, because his parents they have it under control so far. They got help, stuff like that. So he's not necessarily needed to care for them yet.
Okay.
So, because they're able to afford help on their own and stuff. So I'm telling him, you're lucky, dude. Man, be thankful for that. He's like, yeah, and I'm thinking to myself, yeah, because my kids, they're going to be shit out of luck. Because I know I'm going to be an asshole. and they're gonna have to take care of me. They better hope that I go before their mom, cause I'm gonna be ornery.
Who do you think is going to take you, your daughter or your son?
I think they will both figure out how to get me taken care of by somebody else.
You think so?
My daughter would probably take me in.
Until your wife passes, and then she'll be like, "Hey, somebody got to come get this thing. I cannot deal with him."
I think my son will be the first one to try and figure out how to get me taken care of. And my daughter will be on that boat, on that idea too. But if push came to shove, I don't know. I probably think she'd take me, and that's more of a. I'm thinking that mainly because she's a female, I guess that they're more caring and stuff like that.
Right. More that, yeah.
Yeah, because I would think my mom would before my dad, and that's just. Well, I shouldn't even use that as an example because I know my dad wouldn't.
Wow. That's interesting. Yeah, I could see that. I could see your daughter coming to be like, "Hey, Dad can stay with me, blah, blah, blah."
But once he starts acting up, you got to take him for a while.
Yeah. You got to take him on weekends when I'm off. 'Cause I can't, no. Oh, that'd be crazy.
But back to the thing, your conversations change.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? It's like we're talking about trying not to get hurt during certain things now. We're not talking about playing baseball no more. We're talking about how to
Right.
make sure not to play baseball.
Well, and here's the funny part. Like, so my brother is married. He's been married for quite a few years with the same wife. Got 2 little girls. And then my sister's not married. My younger sister. My older sister has been divorced for, or widowed now for a few years. And then my nephew and his wife. So realistically, there's just a couple of people there that are single, which is me and my younger sister. And we're looking around, and I'm looking at it, I'm thinking, there's no way, dude, like at 52 that I would, like at 25 or 27, whatever age group they're in, it was hard to go talk to chicks at that age anyways. You know what I mean? Because, like,
Hard.
well, yeah, like everybody's watching you. You gotta fucking, you know what I mean? You got all that shit in your head, right?
Oh, it was hard to.
Look at this guy.
No, it was hard to get what you wanted, even if it was just a number.
Right.
But it wasn't hard to,
Well, that's what I mean.
Okay.
So,
I
now,
was a true player.
right? She said, "Oh shit." So, I'm looking around. I'm thinking, fuck. Even if I wanted to go talk to one of those girls right now, what's it gonna look like? My 52-year-old ass going to talk to this little 28-year-old girl and shit. Like, be like, fuck, man. Be like, hey, no, I'm just Santa. I just wanted to know what she wanted for Christmas. Sorry. Like, it's just weird, bro. Like, and is it me? And I think that every generation says this. Man, women didn't dress like that when we were in high school.
Hell no.
We were.
Again, I shouldn't say again. I don't know if I said this before. When we were in high school, older cousins, uncles, friends of uncles, friends of cousins that were older than us.
Right.
Man, girls didn't look like that when I went to school.
Right.
And we were like, this is no big deal. What are you talking about?
Right.
And now we're saying the same exact thing.
Well, but I think that there's a lot more hormones in food now for women to be, I mean, Jesus Christ.
Well, okay, so this kind of plays into that night we went to Babes.
Okay.
So while we were eating, I was talking with your cousin, your nephew, and it was being said, and he told me that we were all going to the new Dave & Buster's.
Oh, yeah.
So, he was like, you going to go? And I was like, yeah, if that's what we're doing, I'm a roll. And so when we were finally leaving, we were standing outside, and you were like, all right, bye. And your sisters were like, yeah, bye, I'm not going, da-da-da.
Right.
But I was surprised that you weren't.
Yeah.
So you were like, I'm calling it a night. And I was like, all right, cool. So we're calling it a night. And I was cool with that. And then your brother and your nephew and their families were like, we're still going to Dave & Buster's. And so your nephew was like, yo, Tony, you still rolling? And I was like, well, Mingo said, it's over. We're going to call it a night. And he was like, well, you can still come. And I looked at you, and you were like, yo, if you want to roll.
Yeah, dude. Fuck.
And I was like, fuck it. I'm here. I might as well check it out.
Right.
I'm out. Because it takes a lot to get me out.
And once you're out, you got to stay out. Or
Exactly. Yeah. So we go to Dave & Buster's. So it's your brother and his family and his daughters, your nephew and his wife, and then me behind. So we go to the arcade area, and it's like 9:30, 10 o'clock.
Yeah, it wasn't that late.
Well, that's late to me. But anyways, there weren't really any little kids there.
Right.
Very few. I probably counted 7. Including your 2 nieces.
Now, when you say little kids, you mean like under what, 15?
Under 10.
Under 10?
Under
okay.
10, 15. I didn't see any, like, 15-year-olds. I saw under 10 and then, like, 21 and up.
Okay.
So, just like you said, some of them were dressed like... I was like, holy shit, and their
Put
bodies
those away,
are formed.
goddammit.
Yeah, and so I was like, yo, I'm going to go to the bar. I can't be over here. Because... I ain't got no kids, and I'm just standing around 3 rows back from your nieces.
Right.
Who am I? Hey, let me go sit at the bar.
Right.
So I go to the bar, order myself a beer. The bartender, Noe, gives me my beer, and he puts my receipt in a whiskey glass, and he puts it in front of me. So I'm people watching. And there are some dudes there older than me.
Really?
Dressed younger than me.
What do you mean dressed younger than you?
They had their baseball. You could tell they're in their 60s.
Really?
Yeah. There was one dude there, I have to give it to him. He was in his 60s, but he was yoked. His shirt was all tight around his arms, little tattoos showing. He had the sunglasses that are darker on the top.
Right.
So, he hide his bags, my bags and shit. But him, I give it to him because, he was fit. He was on the prowl.
Right.
I get it. So, when I got halfway done with my beer, your nephew and his wife came over, and they ordered a drink, and we were chit-chatting for a little bit. And when they ordered the drinks, the bartender asked them for their IDs. And they were busy. So when they gave him an ID, I said, Noe, when I asked for my beer, you didn't ask for my ID? What's up? He goes...
Already all hurt?
He was he was smooth, though. He goes, bro, because, we were busy, and I didn't want... I made you wait for your beer because I was helping some other people, so I didn't want you to wait any longer. And at the moment, I was like, all right, that's cool. But then I really thought about it. You should have asked me right when I ordered the beer, though. That had nothing to do with, Anyways, they were with me for about, let's say, 10 minutes, maybe 15 tops. Okay. They say, okay, we're going to go back, with the girls. I was like, cool. I'll be here. So I'm still drinking, talking with the bartenders or whatever, watching the crowd. Then I ordered my second beer. And when I ordered it, your nephew came back. He's like, yo, we're rolling. The girls are done. And I was like, well, shit, I already ordered this. I said, I'm going to leave when I finish it. He was like, all right, cool. See you around, whatever. All right, later. So when I got done to about halfway of this beer, I tell the bartender, yo, cash me out because, I'm done. He's like, you leaving already? And I was like, yeah. I said, the people I came with the kids, you just saw them. They just left. I said, I'll be honest with you, I'm too old to be here because there's nothing but mid-20s.
That's perfect.
I'm not even saying 30s, kid, mid-20s.
Really? Not even the high end of the 20s?
No. It was either really old, like me, or mid-20s. It was like a club in there. So, he cashed me out, and when I got done 3/4 of my beer, then it hit me. Yo, what if one of my kids' friends walks in and sees me alone at this bar? I'm not with my old lady. I'm not even with anybody. I'm just sitting at this bar by myself.
Is your mom and dad okay? I saw your dad at the bar.
I thought of 2 things. 2 scenarios ran through my head. One of my son's friends, his name is Angel. A couple of the fellas know him.
Okay.
Because they grew up. They all grew up together. And he still lives out here in the desert. I can imagine him walking in with his buddies. Oh, hey, what's up, Mr. Pacheco? How you doing? Oh, good, Angel. How you doing? Good, good.
Where's
What are you
Miss
doing here?
Pacheco
No, it's
at?
like, what are you doing here? You know what I'm saying? Not
Right.
But it's just like, yeah, he's got a point. And the other scenario that ran through my head is one of my daughter's sorority sisters, lives in Indio. She grew
Okay.
up in Indio. She lives out here now. My daughter's hung out with her and her Indio friends. She's met them and stuff. What if she comes and walking in with her homies from Indio and says, "Oh, hey, Mr. Pacheco, how you doing? Da 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 da." I'm like, "Hey, how you doing, Lolo?" Blah 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 blah. And then her friend says, "Well, who was that?" "Oh, my friend Anna. That's her dad." What's he doing here? You know what I'm saying?
Right, right.
So I was like, you know what? I'm out. I got to get out of here.
Where's Miss Pacheco at? Oh yeah, you just started a whole
Dog.
Ooh wee.
And then I know I was old also because when somebody would order a drink, the bartender would like put the credit card machine, bring it up, and the person would just tap their phone.
Oh yeah,
You
yeah.
know,
Yeah, that's crazy, right?
yeah. Matter of fact, when we were at dinner with your family
Right.
and your sister paid for the bill and we all had to pay her back, I had cash
Oh shit.
because I keep cash.
Right.
But she's like, "Oh yeah, you can Zelle me." I heard her telling people, "Yeah, Zelle me. Here's my number." But she was like handing them their phone, and they would take a picture of her phone. So when it came down time to me, I didn't want to be like, "Yo, I got cash," because obviously she wants Zelle.
Right.
So she goes, "Yeah, just here's my QR code," and I do it immediately. I was just like, I don't know what to
I'm
do.
too old for this shit, right?
Yeah, I don't know what to do.
Just take my fucking cash.
But I just opened up my camera. And dude, I didn't even have to take a picture of it. I wasn't even really close to it.
Yeah, it just tells you where to go. You just
Dude,
gotta tap
it just bam.
It's cool,
And I was
right?
like, oh shit, okay. Yeah, it was so easy. I was like, I don't feel so old now.
They make shit way too fucking easy with a phone.
Hell
bro.
yes.
Way too fucking easy. I've had to start charging my phone in the living room because what I do is like, so I get up like 2-3 times a night to go pee, right? So I'll get up usually like 3-4 o'clock, and then I'll get up and I'll grab my phone, and I sit there and I'm on my phone scrolling for 10-15 minutes, but it feels like an hour. And then I wake up because my head finally falls far enough forward. And then I look and I've told you I'm pushing the screen and it's asking me quantity or credit card number or whatever. I'm like, whoa, wait, hey, whoa, hold on. The fuck did I buy? So I got to be really, 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 really careful with that. I just started putting in because I'll sit there and stay on it for, an hour playing video games or whatever. And it's just too much. I need to be able just to fucking shut it down and follow. No, motherfucker, it's fucking 99 times. You know what I mean? Like,
I'm big on tipping.
okay.
Okay. Let me ask you a question. This was happened to a guy that was sitting next to me. The guy probably in his late 40s sat right next to me by
Okay.
himself. Another dude by himself. He ordered one drink. And he was there for a little bit with that one drink. So let me ask you this. Sorry. If you ordered a drink and the bartender says it's on the house, don't worry about it. While ask for the check for that one drink. He says, don't worry about it, it's on us. Are you just walking away?
No, I'd usually I would tip him what I would tip him plus the cost of the drink.
Okay, exactly. At least the tip.
Right.
Or the cost of the drink, one of the two.
Right.
But yes, I would do the same. I would tip. Whatever I thought the bill would have been with the tip, that's what I would give.
When I used to drink exhaustively, I would go into a bar and I'd tip a $50 bill or a $20 bill to start the night with. That way, when I go back to the fucking bar, no matter who's there,
Right.
they're gonna point at you. What do you want? And I'm gonna keep getting my drink all night. And the motherfucker will be, hey, whoa, why is he getting his drink? Just don't fucking worry about it. You know what I mean? Like, because I know how to handle my shit. Just
Right.
go do your shit.
So the dude said, the bartender told him, oh, don't worry about it, it's on us. And the dude said, all right, thanks. And he got up and left. So I was like, I was dumbfounded. And again, I was feeling pretty good at this point. So I had already paid my bill.
Would it have been more that you were feeling good, or more that you were dumbfounded?
No, it was more that I was dumbfounded.
Okay.
Because I still had my wits about me.
Okay.
But I was just like, Noe, did this guy not even tip you? And he looked at me. He was like, yeah, man. Sometimes you try to be nice and do something nice for people, and you know. I was like, that's fucked up. So I reached in my wallet, gave him $10. He was like, you sure? I was like, yeah, man. Here, take it.
You one of them. You one of them Hispanic people. I used to be like that. I couldn't go to the bar with money in my pocket because I'd spend all of mine for that week, and then I'd spend my money for next week at the bar. Like it just, oh, you want something to drink? Yeah, just put it on my.
You know, I think it has a lot to do with when I used to park cars. You know, when somebody would give me a tip over and above, you know, that really made my night. So
Okay.
that, you know, it's like, damn, you know, him tipping that extra $4 was like, oh man, that was fucking cool.
Right.
And you get enough of those people in one night, makes you want to go to work the next day and give that extra customer service.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So that's the reason I always do it, because I appreciate that they're doing the job, and I want them to come back and do it again tomorrow for somebody else.
They knew what they was getting into. Shit. That's me nowadays. You know what I mean? The man that don't drink, hey, just a half a glass of beer. So how long would you say you were there? 2 hours? More or less?
Yeah, something like that.
How many bubble tops would you say you saw?
What's a bubble top?
The top of the breast. Like
Oh,
the over boob.
I'll be honest with you. I don't think I saw that many. I mean, to where
It's
they're
a safe
sticking out like
space,
that.
Tony. It's a safe space.
I wouldn't say I saw that many, honestly, no. Not, I mean, of course there was a lot of, it was a good 50-50 split,
Right.
but I wouldn't say there were any Kardashian body figures there.
Really?
A lot, yeah. But what tripped me out is, I mean, everyone's seen it. The amount of tattoos that kid, well, I shouldn't say call them kids now, 25-year-olds have now.
Yeah, it's a little different.
Crazy, kid. And there was one chick, dude, I couldn't believe it. She was wearing a sleeveless top,
Right? Yeah.
and she had like the cut marks all on her arms, like from razor blades,
Right.
as if
That's sexy.
that's sexy. Yeah, and I was like, ugh.
No, I'm saying that's sexy. I'm not saying.
Oh,
that.
you're tripping, kid. Either you did that on purpose to try and be sexy, or something's wrong with you and you was cutting yourself at one point. And,
Were they straight lines, or were they just all over the place?
I'm gonna say they were all over the place, but in a well-defined area.
Mm-hmm.
It was. I was just like, yo, this girl, because you know they're white and they're popped up a little bit.
Right.
Yo, no,
That's kind of.
you gotta get away from me. And you know, I felt old too. Another reason I felt old, I should say, is when I was talking with your nephew while we were having those drinks. A lot of dudes were wearing baseball caps in there. And when I say baseball caps, like a lot of them had them just resting on the top of their
Oh
head.
yeah.
You know, the gangster type.
Right.
And, you know, I told your nephew, I don't know if he remembers this. I was like, yo, man, this place would be nice, but they're letting too many fucking dudes in here with baseball hats on and stuff. But then I caught myself and I even said, yo, but this is not a club. This is Dave & Buster's. I mean, how are they going to say don't wear no hats?
Hey, does that Dave & Buster's have pool tables?
Not that I saw, no.
So, have you ever been to the one there at the Ontario Mills Mall?
No.
So
I've only been to Dave & Buster's once
which one?
in Arizona where I met you. First time I met Milo and Seabass
Oh,
with
okay.
their little kids.
Okay.
It's the only time I've ever been to Dave & Buster's.
I'm trying to remember how big that
Well, your
was.
nephew said that this Dave & Buster's is small compared to any other ones.
Oh, okay. Okay. So he's been to the one in Arizona and the one here. I As a matter of fact, I don't know if I told you, but that nephew that you met. He's the one that used to sell vacuums door to door
Oh,
in
really?
Arizona. That motherfucker, dude. I like. They give me credit for it, like they learned it from me or whatever. But I, anyways, he's really, really good at watching people and figuring out how to talk to them and making them at ease real quick, real fast, and making friends with people and just bam. And people, he was selling fucking what do you call it? It's out in Arizona, dude. Going door to door.
Damn.
That's crazy to me.
He told me that he's gonna think about getting those shots that you got because he got back problems.
Yeah.
How old is he?
Around 40? About there.
It's too bad
Why?
to have back problems.
Oh, yeah.
But he said he's had it for a long time too.
Well, yeah, because he's the one that I told you to that he was working for somebody in they had the lip on around the house to where you can put shit up, and a vase fell and hit him on the head.
Damn.
And,
He never said that.
Yeah, I did. He used to work for a company cleaning carpets. He's a real dude. He's fucking smart, bro. That kid's really, really smart, and he's got the gift of gab. He's really, really like he'll get you off of your shit, whatever. Like, yeah, he'll get you off your guard. No matter how good you think you are, he'll get you off your guard, and he can just kind of talks you and lulls you into it. And next thing you know, you're throwing your fucking checkbook at him. You know what I mean? Like he's really good, dude. Smart kid.
He's real cool, and he said something about our buddy Luis that made total sense to me, and it's one of those things that I've always known it, but I've never realized it.
Okay.
And I would have never been able to describe it the way he did.
Okay.
He said, "Yo, I met your buddy Luis a while back." And I was like, "Oh, word? Where'd you meet him at?" He says, I installed his, my company installed his home alarm system. And I was like, "Oh, word, that's right, yeah." He goes, "Yeah, we showed up to his house like at 8 o'clock in the morning on a Saturday. And your buddy Luis opened the door with beers in his hand talking about, anybody want a beer?" And we were like, "It's 8 o'clock in the morning." He's like, "So?"
Yeah.
Hey. And so he was like, "That was real cool." I was like, "Yeah, Luis is a real cool dude." And he said, "Luis is so cool and such a great guy that if anybody ever has a problem with him, that person really has a problem. Because you can't have a problem with Luis."
He's right.
And I was like, "You know what? You're right." Because, like, I could be an asshole sometimes.
No.
Well, you could be an asshole a lot of times.
No.
But everybody's got something that can rub somebody wrong,
Right.
Absolutely. But with him, I'll be honest with you, I don't think he's ever rubbed anybody the wrong way.
You know what? I could see that about Luis. I think that's a really, really good description of him.
And don't get me wrong, not like you are trying to rub somebody wrong, and neither am I. But I know I have, and I know you have.
Right. Gee, thanks.
But him, I have to be honest with you. I've never been pissed off at him. I've never known anyone to be pissed off at him. And I'm like, holy shit, you're right. This fucking guy, if anybody ever has an issue with him, it's because that person's an asshole.
Yeah. Yeah, because I don't. He's never said anything cross or sideways or
Never. It's a trip.
ill-mannered, ill-tempered. Like he's a gentle giant.
Yeah.
But don't get it twisted though. If you're listening to this shit, he's a scary motherfucker. You don't want to be on his bad side. I seen him break concrete in front of his house, not like the bricks piled up with like an inch gap between them. Like it's part of the driveway. Like, yeah, bro. He's a big boy, dude. And his son's just as big as he is.
Yeah.
If not bigger.
I've seen him beat up his work truck because his 49ers lost the Super Bowl.
Wow.
Beat up his work truck to where I was like, yo, what's going on with this kid right now? because I don't have that fandom.
Right.
And Rob was with me, and Rob had to hold me back because I was gonna pull his man card because he was crying and shit.
Really?
Yeah, kid, it was serious.
Wow.
So I was gonna be like, yo, what's up, man? And Rob was like, no, he's holding me back. No,
Just
leave
let
him
him do it.
alone. You don't understand. And I was like, you're right, I don't understand. He's like, just leave it. He'll get over it. It's he's emotional right now.
I've never been one to be that involved, emotionally involved, Eagle, with a team of any kind.
Yeah, me either. I mean, I can understand the disappointment because let me put it this way. I used to coach my son's soccer, t-ball teams when he was little, and one year my son's team went to the playoffs of Little League around here, and we lost, and we should have won, but we lost.
Okay.
And dude, I was like, kind of like, oh damn, we made it up this far and we couldn't pull the trigger, and I was kind of like, And so I get it. I get the disappointment and I get the happiness, but to beat up your work truck?
Yeah, that's a lot of business right there. Like I don't know, dude. Like I said, nothing's ever. Yeah, I don't think I've ever been a fandom of anything like that to make me jump out of character. Like, you know what I mean? Like that.
Right.
I would probably be more pissed off about somebody scratching my car accidentally back in the day than shit like that. You know what I mean? Because even when...
you say back in the day, you still like that.
Yeah, that's true.
And don't get me wrong, I don't want somebody scratching my car either. But still,
Right.
I think you're a little bit more extreme on it than I am.
Yeah. Yeah. Probably. You're probably right.
Probably.
Like...
Remember the stickers?
All right, you're right.
Remember the stickers?
No. Yes, I remember.
Nephew bought some stickers and he put them on everybody's bumpers. And you were like, please don't put them on mine. Don't put one of those stickers on mine. I'm like, come on, man.
I'm 52 years old and I've never had a sticker on my bumper. Even with all the radio stations that I've worked at, never. Never had a sticker on my bumper. I put one on my window on a car. That's about it. But on the bumper or anywhere near the paint, no.
Yeah, I haven't either. But I mean,
but a work truck is different. If I had a work truck, I could fucking slap one on. Whatever. It's a work truck. Doesn't have to look sharp.
Right.
It should. You want it to. You want it to look as sharp as it can for as long as it can. But it's a fucking work truck, right? Like that's a fine line. Do you want your truck to look like you work? Or do you want it to look good? You know what I mean? Because most of the time, if you're moving around and you're doing a lot of shit, it's not going to stay that nice. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Okay.
Oh, all right. Guess we're going to let that shit go right there. There's you know who Bill Burr is, right?
Yes.
So Bill Burr and two other comedians, and I can't remember what their names are, they have a new movie coming out on Netflix this month. And I think it's in October it comes out. And it's called Old Dads. And it's so exactly what we're talking about right now. It's so us that it's fucking hilarious because we're like, we're probably like the last generation of, a kid falls down and says, just fucking throw some dirt on it and walk it off. Stop crying.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? No, you don't need to put Neosporin on it. Just fucking walk it off. You'll be fine. You don't need no fucking Band-Aid. You're good. Yeah, and it's done. Okay, let's go. So it's Bill Burr and his two other friends, and everybody around him is this new pansy-ass parent, for lack of better terms, right? And there's a part where his son had fallen and hurt his elbow. So I just rub some dirt in and he'll be fine. He'll be all right. And this other guy comes and you can tell like he's He's got his curly hair kind of just scraggly and like a flannel T-shirt, and I'm sure he's got those sandals that have like 5 fucking straps on them, or Crocs, one of the two.
Birkenstocks.
Yeah, those two. Remember
Yeah.
those? And so he tells him, "Ooh, looks like you're gonna need some Neosporin on that." And what's his name turns around and tells me, basically tells me to shut the fuck up. I'm trying to graze a man, not a pussy, right? Because you don't need Neosporin on a little scratch on your fucking elbow. And so when been talking about all this bullshit, it's like it takes me back to like where that end of that era, dude, where like that whole, you get a little hurt, so what? Just fucking pick it up, keep going. You know what I mean? And it's really weird. Like he's talking to somebody, and they're one of the teachers. Oh well, did you read the bylaw book or blah blah blah? And he says, well, obviously not, or I wouldn't have had to fucking ask you what the bylaw was. Like, it's so weird where the world is at right now. Like it's so fucking strange, and people like him, and probably I'm probably more stuck in it than you are. You're just kind of like, just ready to go with it. Well, whatever. I don't care. Whatever anybody else does or whatever, whatnot. And I don't know why it affects me so much or why I let it bother me, but there are so many people that just and canceling people and doing all that bullshit. But it's gonna be fun to watch that movie and knowing that there's still some people out there like us. You know what I mean? And we all need to come together. Start our own militia.
My kids grew up on Neosporin.
What?
My kids grew up with Neosporin.
They did?
Hell yes. My wife took care of them like crazy.
Oh, yeah.
And that's what it is. It's the mom, because I would have been the same way. He's fine. I feel bad because one time my son I think he broke his thumb. It was on Thanksgiving. We were playing dodgeball.
Okay.
And, he jammed his thumb. Somebody threw it, if I remember right, hit him in the thumb. And he was like, damn, it hurt. And he was little. He was probably 10, maybe, yeah, around 10, give or take. And, he's like, oh, it hurts. And my wife's like, babying him. And I'm like, he'll be fine. He just sprained it. Next day, it hurts. So I was like, all right, let's go. We took him to urgent care. Sure enough, he broke it. So I felt so bad. I was like, yeah, you're fine. Man up.
So at one point, Sebastian, we were up in the Bay Area, and they had come to visit, and we were playing basketball. And so the basketball court that he was at is shorter than the other ones. Like they have full-size ones and they have ones for kids. And he was playing on the kid one. Now, mind you, this was probably he was probably about 14, can it happen, 15? And he runs and he goes to do a dunk, a layup, some whatever, anyways. So he jumps and he goes to put the ball in, but he misses. But he grabs the fucking hoop with both hands. And he doesn't let go when he's parallel to the ground, like his feet are facing the ground. He waited until his body swung and his back was flat with the ground, and then he let go. So when he hit, he kind of turned a little bit and he hit his wrist on the ground. And he's trying not to cry, and he comes and he sits down with me, and hey, how's it feeling? It's all right. I see you able to move it? Yeah. He said, but I think it's broken. Ah, you'll be fine. Spit on it, go rub some sand, and you'll be all right. So, Sebastian or Milo's out there, finishes playing around and whatever, whatnot. He said, Dad, it hurts. All right. So let's go drop off brother, and then I'll take you to the doctor. So we go, and the doctor wraps it up. So yeah, it's broken, but we don't have anybody here to do a cast, if I remember correctly, or something like that, or whatever. So wraps his arm up. Cool. You good? Yeah, it feels fine. All right, cool. So we go home, and then something that happened down here at my parents' house. So they asked us to come down. So me and Belle and the two boys come down here. And he's, riding like a G with his arm up, the pillows under it, like, he's cool, right? So somehow, between Northern California and here, he spoke to his mom. Yeah, the doctor said it was broken, but they didn't put a cast on it yet, and blah, blah, blah. All right, baby, well, I'll talk to you later, blah, blah, blah. And my phone rings. What the fuck are you doing? Going from the Bay Area down to fucking Palm Springs, and he doesn't even have a fucking cast on his arm yet. Blah, God damn it, Mingo, you better take me and go get a goddamn cast on his arm. I was like, hey, it's getting kind of spotty. I think I'm going to lose you right now. Like, Jesus Christ. I told him, I said, why'd you have to tell her? What? Just tell her what she wants to hear. You'll be fine. But anyways, yeah, so I feel bad about that. Like,
Oh, yeah. I do, too.
but, the big boy, he's fucking strong, and he knows he can work his way through shit. Like, it's good for him. You know what I mean? Like, I can get through adversity. It's not always going to be easy in the way it should be, but I can get through it. I can manage my way through it. You know what I mean? It's the way it should be, bro. Like, give your son some backbone. Give him some real life things to work through. You know what I mean?
I've never broken a bone.
You've never broken a bone?
Never broken a bone. I've sprained stuff real bad, jammed up my fingers, basketball.
Name all the stuff you've done.
I can't remember all the stuff I've done, but I remember one time wrestling at home and doing something to my neck to where my head was kinked and I couldn't move it for like a day or two. Like it wouldn't move. But I mean, I didn't go to the doctor for it. It was just like it'll move eventually.
It's because you were scared to tell your mom. Don't fucking lie. I mean,
She
to my
had
mom
to
that I was
know.
wrestling in the house and I fucked up my neck.
We were doing something, I remember. Oh, I remember when I was little, in New York still.
At least you didn't have to come out of the room with one of those little tubes and things on your leg.
Somebody was swinging me by my feet, and my head hit the bedpost. And they thought I was going to get stitches in my head, but I didn't. It was just a nasty cut.
That's a pretty good
Yeah,
wallop.
that was a good one. I haven't thought about that in a minute. I got bit by a dog once, leaving the apartment in New York. Apartment across from us, they used to have a German Shepherd. Mean fucker, too. And one day, my brother and I were leaving, and that dog somehow opened the door, came right at me, took a chunk out, bit me right in my leg.
Holy shit.
To where we ran back inside. And I remember we were going to my aunt's house. She lived like two floors down. And back then, we didn't know anybody's number. You ain't calling nobody.
Right.
So we had to get to my aunt's house, especially now because I got a dog bite. And so he had like a flag, let's say an American flag, and the stick that held it had like a little pointer at the end. So if I remember right, he removed the flag, so now he's got like a spear. And we're little, kid. I moved out here when I was in the 3rd grade.
Right.
So I was younger than that. And he's 4 years older than me.
8, 9, somewhere around there.
So he's like 10.
Okay.
Oh, no, he's like 12 if I'm 8.
Okay.
So we creep open the door, peeking, making sure nothing's happening. So we walk slowly. He's on guard with the spear, and I'm standing behind him, probably holding his shirt, and we're trying to walk past so we can get to the stairs and get downstairs. And then when I got to my aunt's house, they scared the shit out of me, because like at this point in time, if I remember right, we had a doctor that was on the bottom floor, because they rented out like
flats, right?
Yeah, well, the bottom floor had maybe a doctor's office, so they took me downstairs, and they were talking about again possible rabies shots.
Ooh. And those rabies shots are all in the stomach, right?
Yeah, at that time at least.
Ooh. And you got to get a couple of rounds of them or some shit, right? Like,
but they got a hold of the owner of the dog, and apparently the dog had its shots, so I never wound up getting them.
Ooh. That's crazy. Um, so it don't did it come after you, or did you like how did it go down? Like, not like, oh, I was just walking across the street, the dog bit me.
No, walking across the hallway. It was a pretty wide hallway, because we were in a pretty big building. Well, when you're that little, everything looks big.
Yeah, that's true.
But it was more than one person walking through at a time. It was probably at least, let's say, 4 people side by side you could walk past.
Oh shit. Okay.
So it was a pretty good sized hallway.
Okay.
Again, they just lived right across from us, and we opened the door. We were leaving, going to my aunt's house, probably because my mom and dad weren't home, so we had to go get. We were going to be watched by them, and that dude, somehow that dog just got out, and just came right at me. I was the lucky one. My card was pulled that day.
You were the beef jerky that day. Holy shit, that's scary as fuck, though, dude.
It is.
Dogs are scary. I remember these people that lived, so like where my parents' house is at now. Right now, there's a trailer that turned into a home. That's right there, and then right next to them is another property, and these people used to live there, and they were American, and they had these fucking Doberman pinchers, bro. They just looked vicious. Doberman pinchers, when they have their ears cut and pinched up top,
Right.
and their tail snubbed, them motherfuckers, they just look vicious. They don't have to bark at you. They just look at you. And
Well,
you
if
be
I
like,
remember right, like in the 80s, the Doberman Pinschers were like the dog to have.
yeah, because they were Magnum PI,
Is that what it was? Because there was actually a movie called,
Devil Dogs,
was it Devil Dogs?
but it wasn't Dobermans.
No, then it wasn't. It was like maybe the Doberman Gang or something, where these criminals
Oh yeah,
trained the dogs to rob a bank.
yeah.
They had the collars with the spikes.
Yeah.
And so they would like bring a note. They jump on the counter and give the teller a note, and there'd be dogs all around, and they have to give the dogs the money, and the dogs would take off.
I don't remember that movie at all. Like, you're saying it, and I'm just like it's flashing back at me like quickly, but I never would have remembered that movie at all. That's hilarious. Holy shit. But they're supposed to be really smart dogs though, and I'd ride my bike, and I'd always forget they had those fucking dogs, bro, and I'd get right to the corner of their property, riding, and those fucking dogs would come running from the house, bro. And I don't know why they never jumped the fence. Like, they could have just whoop, whee,
Right, yeah.
like right over like nothing. But they never did. They were really well trained. And the mountains, they would always try to get us to, oh, come meet the doggy. No, fuck that. Stay right over here.
My first pit bull, Princess, was my daughter's dog.
Okay.
That little dog bit my son in the face.
Oh, shit.
Because she was a cool dog, don't get me wrong. But she has something about her face you couldn't put your face in her face and rub it type shit. You know.
Oh, she didn't like that?
Yeah, she didn't like that. Like my dog now, I go right up to her and, we have our faces right next to each other type deal. But Princess, no, she wasn't down with that. She'd give you kisses, like she'll lick your face when she wanted to.
Right.
But you can't go to her and do that.
Okay.
And he just got too close once. I was in my room, and the kids were in the living room or something, messing around, and all of a sudden I hear them screaming, and my son's crying, and I came running out, and if I remember right, she didn't break the skin, so it was more like, I think he was more scared than he was hurt.
Oh, yeah, that would make sense.
But then they told me what had happened, so I went to go beat the shit out of the dog.
Oh, shit.
But my daughter wasn't having that because she was crying, no, leave the dog alone, leave her alone, da da da. I was like, yo, that dog bit your brother in the face. I was like, fuck that dog.
Right, yeah.
But she pretty much saved that dog that day.
Yeah, I would have, yeah. If it was me and it was especially it being a dog that you owned, yeah, I'd have fucked that dog up that day.
Yeah.
There would have been some damage to pay.
Yeah.
Some hell to pay that day. Fuck that. Because that's, it's one thing if it's somebody else's dog, but being your own. And I think that was really the only dogs that we were ever around was like seeing those. And then the lady lives a couple doors down from me. Her name's Karen, and she's always had like the little white dogs with long hair and like the Shih Tzus or whatever they're called. And her best friend, which was those three, her, Karen, Denise, and my mom were all really good friends. They were all close friends. And I'm 52, and other than the dog that my mom had before she passed away, I had never seen dogs in her house other than these two ladies. Ever. Chickens, ducks, geese,
Damn.
maybe, or at least at the door. But they never let animals in the house. And I had gone, and I was staying at my uncle's house. Or not staying, but I'd go there for a couple of days or whatever. He had this fucking pit bull, bro. Holy shit! Because he would give him like all the protein and nutrients and shit, right? And you'd be watching him through the bedroom window, and he's got the dog on the end of the rope, and he's just swinging the fucking dog around, and you could see him clamp down on the rope, and it's a big fucking rope, dude. Like, it's not baby rope. Like, he big, bro. And the dog was so fucking strong that he would have that real thick, heavy chain on him, and the dog would start to move, and my uncle would pull the chain really tight, and he would still drag my uncle. Like, that dog was strong, bro. Like, what was the one with Tom and Jerry, the fucking, the bulldog that was in the backyard, always looked over.
Yeah, the gray one?
And the paws always in.
Yeah.
Like, that's what he looked like,
Walk
bro.
bow-legged.
Yeah, this motherfucker looked like a little fucking freight train, bro. And, like, we'd want to go to the backyard and see what he was, because he would paint. And he would paint in his, like, side of the house. And so we'd want to see what he was doing. And we'd go into the garage. Well, we didn't know that he had Chato with him. And you're standing there, all of a sudden you hear on the door, like he just fucking rammed the door. And the dog was so fucking strong that he couldn't bark. It was like, that's all. Like, just like you're like fuck, he's eating a lamb right now. Like, you know what I mean? Like, he just sounded fucking vicious. But now around his kids, not a problem. And then he would, no, wait. And he'd have to put the dog in the backyard. Well, there was a little white boy that lived, because he lived there in Palm Desert, just a stone throw away from the fucking mall. And he had one of those styrofoam planes, and he had been throwing it, and it went over the fence into the backyard. And the kid was climbing the fence to get it. And for some reason, my uncle was in the backyard and saw the kid climbing the fence for the fucking styrofoam. Yeah, whoa, get the fuck off. I'll take your... God damn it. And he's all pissed off because if that kid would have climbed it, he'd have been fucking done, dude. That dog would have fucking chomped him up like nobody's business.
Manuel used to have a pit bull, Beavis. And Beavis was cool.
Okay.
But, he was still a protector.
Right.
And one time we used to go up there and party all the time at his house.
Right, I remember.
Springs. And nephew came with us once. I brought him with me once.
Okay.
And I don't remember what happened. I don't know if we were playing something with a ball. I don't know what we were doing. But for some reason, my nephew had to jump the fence, to block off the wall, and maybe get the ball. Maybe we were in the pool.
Okay.
Whatever. When he came to jump back over, all Beavis saw was some dude jumping back over.
Right.
And I think Beavis jumped up and tried to take a bite out of his ass, if I remember right.
Ooh.
Yeah. And I think nephew had to jump back over and was like, whoa, what's going on? So they had to call the dog back. And
holy shit.
Yeah. I think I got that story right. But Manuel's mom used to have this freaking Chihuahua. Dog, what's up with Chihuahuas? They got a Napoleon complex or something?
They must, bro. They're all like that.
Dude.
You can't touch them on their hind legs or.
You can't touch him at all unless you're the owner. Dude, I don't remember this dog's name. Chiquita, maybe?
Oh,
Dog.
that sounds right. Yeah, Chiquita. Yeah.
Oh, my God. You go over there, and she's just after you, after your ankles. I used to rock Fila sandals with white socks.
Right.
They call them slides now, but Fila. And, dog, I go over there, and that dog would come after me. All I had to do was take that sandal off and just slam it against, spank the floor, and take off running all scared. Used to hate that dog.
Fuck. Well, so when I went to Phoenix to take that first class, I stayed with Manny and his wife. And they have this dog, and the dog's name is Annie. And it's a rescue dog. So they had been taking it to classes to learn how to act and do all that. And he said, hey, when you get here, just wait a second. We're going to come out. We're going to say hi to you, blah, blah, blah. We're going to go in. We're going to get the dog, come back out, and you'll meet Annie, and then be able to take you in. All right, cool. Which, I don't want to say it's weird, but I didn't grow up with dogs, so we didn't do shit like that. Like, that was just, it was new to me. It was something that was very, very new. And so I met the dog, blah, blah, blah. I said, hello, blah, whatever. Like, hey, how are you, Sam? Great day, nice to meet you. So we go inside and we're hanging out. And the next morning, like, the dog would go crazy. Like, if it was another person in the house, like, I didn't know, wasn't used to. But I think I must look like the dude or sound like the dude that was at the junkyard with him, wherever that dog was living. Because I came home and I was talking, and the dog like sniffed at me, and I was like, "Whoa, shit!" And not like it. Like, I didn't feel like it was like sniffed at me vicious. It was more like my shirt was just kind of flowy, and I said something, and he just kind of nipped. You know what I mean? But it was enough to freak me out a little bit. Like, oh shit, right? But I guess they've been going to school with it. Like, he gets up and walks that fucking dog 1.5 miles, 2 miles every morning, bro. And then starts his day. Then he'll make himself breakfast, feeds the dog, blah, blah, blah. They put it in a kennel at night, blah, blah. Like, when I was there, hey, am I all right to come out, or is Annie put away? Like I didn't want to be food fodder, and I didn't want to ruin whatever they had done with that dog yet, being myself, you know what I mean? It's the dog's house, it's not mine, like, you know what I mean? So it's really interesting for me to watch people with their animals. Like, you had talked about whatever that thing was on your dog that you had to have taken care of because he had something some kind of scabies or some kind of marks on his body or something, right?
She had a growth, yeah.
She had. So, and there was somebody else within the little group that spent a lot of money on a dog. Well, my sister, Belle, the one you met, she had this cat that she got when she was in the Bay Area up north. And one night she came home and the dog came home fucking limping. Apparently it gotten hit by a fucking car or whatever, and like the leg was all fucked up, and they were like, well, we could put her to sleep, or you could, pay and we can take the leg off and she'll be fine with 3 legs. You just can't leave her outside at night because she won't be able to, defend herself like a normal cat, blah, 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 blah. My ass, by the way, they're fucking full of shit. She went ahead and paid to have the leg taken off and make sure that the cat was okay inside and all that kind of shit. And I was like, okay. Like, I mean, it was a pretty good receipt. You know what I mean? To do that.
I can imagine.
And I was like, dude, you could have got a brand new one for like 50 cents. Like, what are you doing? You know what I mean? But it was her cat, and it was...
Dog. Manu's parents, we're in our 20s. Every summer we'll go to Mexico for the whole summer, 3 months.
Okay.
So Manu's pad, I moved in for 3 months. And we'd party every night.
Okay.
We party amongst ourselves every night, and people would come over on the weekends. We'd have a party on the weekends.
Okay.
And this is 3 months straight.
Fuck.
And the animals stayed. And his mom had a cat, and don't quote me on this, it might have been a Persian cat. So it was a nice cat.
Okay.
One summer, one night, the fucking cat got out and came back, and the tail was fucked up. The tail got ran over by a car. So Manuel took it to the vet. And the vet was like, we can either cut the tail, the cat's fucked up. You got two choices. Put it to sleep, or you got to cut the tail off. And Manuel was like, and I don't remember how much it was, but again, we're in our 20s, and this is 1995. So who knows? Let's say $200 to put it to sleep, $1,000 to cut the tail off. Something like that. And, to a 20-year-old, that's a lot of money back then.
Right.
And it is now. But anyways, so Manuel's like, it's my mom's cat. I can't put it to sleep. She's in Mexico. How am I going to, when she comes back, what am I supposed to say? I had to put your cat to sleep and shit? So he paid to have the fucking cat's tail removed. And the cat was fine after that. They came back from Mexico. Manuel explained to him what happened. They didn't get pissed, I don't think. But I think Manuel's dad pulled him to the side and said, you spent how much? Why didn't you just fucking put it to sleep? Man, was like, this is my mom's dog. This is my mom's cat. How am I supposed to put it to sleep? He's like, fuck that. You know how much did you spend? Put this shit to sleep. Get another one.
You could have gotten like 5 cats for that. Me and his dad, dude, we're like one and the same. When it comes to shit, like a lot of the shit he says, I say. Like our attitudes are a lot alike like that. And partly because his birthday's the same day as mine. So like, it's kind of like that whole, in our sign is why we're like that. But, like his demeanor and how he talks shit to people is fucking, we're a lot alike. That's fucking hilarious. Dude, I'd have been the same shit.
There was a point in time when him and his dad butt heads a lot. Manuel was trying to be a man and growing into his own, and his dad still tried to take control over him type deal. So, Manuel moved out to a place, still in the same city, but he rented a house with some other dudes.
Okay.
So we used to always go party out there too. And Manuel's dad worked for the gas company.
Right.
So, so one day, one of the roommates was like, hey, Manuel, ain't that your dad out there in the street? And Manuel looks out the window. He's like, yeah, it's my dad. He's like, what's he doing here? He's like, I don't know. Maybe he's coming here to tell me something. I don't know. So Manuel goes outside. He goes to his dad. He's like, hey, Dad, what are you doing here? He's like, oh, shit, you live here? Because I don't even think he knew where he lived.
Oh, shit.
I could be wrong on that part, but he was like, he didn't know Manuel. I'm pretty sure he didn't know Manuel lived there.
Okay.
He's like, yeah, this is my spot. He's like, oh, well, you guys ain't paid your gas bill, so I'm here to turn it off. And Manuel's like, what the fuck? So he's like, hey, you help us out? He's like, nope. Fucking turned the gas off, put a lock on it, and said, deuces, go pay your bill.
No way. Holy shit. That's gangster as fuck. Oh, shit.
Oh, those are good times.
I couldn't imagine the look on my kid's face if I worked for the gas company. They'd be like, oh, is this where you stay? Cool. Hey, well, go pay this. I got some work I gotta do. This is for you. Fuck, bro. Could you imagine?
And back in those days, there ain't no automatic payment, or you could pay online and it'll show up right away. You got to go somewhere to go make a payment.
Right.
That got to get processed. Then they got to schedule the dude to come back out.
Right.
So
you'd be lucky if you caught the dude at your house and be like, okay, well, he can't redo it right now since he already put the lock on. He's got to go and do the rest of them, and then he'll come back and redo it. It should be done by 6 this evening.
It's just like, again, They still give you a window like your cable. We'll be there between 4 and 6.
That's a bullshit.
It is, but back in our day, we'll be there Wednesday.
Oh yeah.
What time? We don't know, but we'll be there Wednesday.
Can
somebody better be there, else we're gonna have to reschedule.
you verify what Wednesday that is? Want to make sure we're on the same page.
There was no call ahead. There's no text that went out saying we'll be there. Your serviceman is en route and should be there in 15 minutes.
Right.
No, it was Wednesday. You got to be there all day.
That's kind of what's cool about today. Like it's supposed to be there. They'll send you what do you call it? I'm gonna send you a link right now. You'll be able to track wherever that person is throughout the day, and you'll be like, oh shit.
Even packages.
Yeah.
I remember my Uncle Domingo used to come down every summer, spend the summer with us.
Okay.
His mom didn't want him getting into trouble in New York. So she sent him out here for the summer, and
he let him come get in trouble out here.
Yeah, we never did anything much, but back then, used to do mail order, send a money order.
Oh yeah.
For something, and it'll be 4 to 6 weeks before you get it. So I remember he had ordered something, and I don't remember what it was, something for a skateboard. I don't remember, from a magazine. And it was around the time when it should be showing up. So I remember one time a UPS truck was driving by my house. It slowed down, but then it kept going.
Oh shit!
And dude, I swear to God, I told him, I think that was your shit right there.
That's fucked up.
Dog, I'll be honest with you. I really thought it was. I thought, he must have got the address wrong because he slowed down, but he left. I believe that he's probably got your shit. And my uncle's like, really? He ran like 2 blocks in the summer, 110 degrees, chasing the dude.
Fucking lost like 8 brain cells. Chasing the dude wasn't even his shit.
I was walking back. He's like, he didn't have my shit. I was like, oh, my bad.
Tony, holy shit. You're so evil. That's fucked up.
You said the Netflix show.
Yes.
Did you hear about the writer strike being over now?
Yes.
Okay.
Kind of.
Here's a story I heard. The scenario, what's going on.
Okay.
The writers... The strike is over because the streaming services, Netflix, Amazon, whatever, agreed to a lot of their terms. AI is not allowed to write stories.
Oh, shit.
They got to use real people to write.
Okay.
Pay raises, because the issue was syndication. There is no more syndication. There's no more reruns.
Right.
They said Netflix, for example, has a show. What's a show from Netflix? Any show. Cobra Kai.
Okay.
It stays with Netflix
indefinitely.
Yeah. So they can't sell it to USA Network and get residuals off of that. So they're going to pay the writers more.
Okay.
They're going to, so the writers apparently got a lot. And the reason why it's over now is they're saying because actors went on strike as well. The last time this happened, apparently only the writers went on strike. So they didn't have to bargain so much with them.
Right.
But now that the actors went on strike too, they're like, now we got to deal with them afterwards. Let's start getting this over with. So now here's the issue. From what I heard is they're saying, let's say Netflix has a budget of $200 million to produce shows this year.
Okay.
Well, up until this point, there'd be like 100 new shows on Netflix.
Okay.
Well, they're still going to spend $200 million on shows. But because the writers and the actors are getting a bigger piece of the pie, there's going to be less shows coming out. And they said that could be a good thing because they say half the shows that come out are crap anyways.
Right.
They just do them just to do them.
Right.
So now the shows are going to be a lot better. The writing is going to be a lot better. But there's going to be less of the shows. However, there's also going to be less writers because they're not going to be writing all these little bullshit shows. So the workforce is going to be shrunk, but that whoever stays is going to be paid more.
Got it.
Now, with that also being said, they're talking about prices eventually are going to start going up that we pay, the consumer, to start helping cover the costs. Because Netflix is not going to be losing any money anywhere.
Right.
You know,
It doesn't make any sense that they would, right?
Whatever they lose, they're going to recoup by charging more money for the service. So what they're actually saying is if you have multiple streaming channels, Netflix, Hulu, Peacock, HBO Max,
Paramount Plus,
they're saying all those are going to be eventually, in the next couple of years, going to be the equivalent to what you were paying DirecTV anyways. So what I canceled DirecTV for, in a few years, I'm probably going to be paying the same amount of money.
Yeah.
That's some bullshit.
Well, the good thing is that it's probably a good 10, probably maybe 15 years away from that really happening, that and having that effect on you. By then, you'll keep it on one channel anyways. Because you're 52 now, in 15 years, you'll be 67. If you're not watching news, you won't be watching TV anyways. You know what I mean? So,
I watch a lot of news. Yeah, you're right.
not like you're going to be fumbling around through Netflix trying to find...
I was watching Akira on Disney. Star Wars.
Akira?
Ashoka.
Yeah, Asuka.
Ashoka.
It's good,
I've only watched 2 episodes. It's pretty good. It's a Star Wars thing.
Yeah.
I'm not mad at it. But what I was mad at was I've become accustomed to 2 minutes of commercials at the beginning of a show. And then the show.
Okay.
I believe it's during this show that there's like commercials throughout the show, just like a regular TV show.
On Disney?
Either Disney, maybe I was watching something on Peacock. I don't remember. HBO Max, maybe. One of the shows, there was commercials in the middle of the show.
You must have been watching it. No, because I think it only comes out on what do you call it? I don't think it comes out. I think it only comes out on Disney. I don't think it comes out on regular TV.
I was watching something on a streaming channel, and there were commercials, kid.
Yeah, that was probably Paramount. I think Paramount does that shit.
So
Paramount
I already upgraded by HBO Max to pay for no commercials. And the other ones are going to follow.
Hey, you're like Milo. Milo was like that. I was like, hey, Dad, why are we watching commercials? Because it's $4 extra to not have commercials. He said, well, can't you pay the $4? Well, can't you?
I'll be honest with you. I was like, man. Because one of them got me, too. Because it said, like... I thought it said, like... I don't know what it said, but it was counting down the seconds. So, actually, it said, like, 120.
Oh, yeah.
So, I thought it was... what did I think it was?
2 commercials? 2-minute long commercials?
2 minutes?
A minute, 20 seconds?
Yeah, exactly. But it was actually 120 seconds.
Okay.
So it was like a lot longer. Because when it came down to the 1 minute mark, I expected it to say 59, 58. But when it came down to the 1 minute mark, then it said 99, 98. So it was counting the seconds.
Okay.
And I was like, man, this is some bullshit right here.
Wow.
Because commercials are short. They're like 15 seconds, 20 seconds.
Some of them are really short, yeah.
And so there's like a bunch of them. I was like, man, I can't do this no more. I'll pay the extra. Got me.
Fuck, I'd rather... What? I could save $10 and watch some commercials? Bring them on, bitch. Bring them on. Double me up. I'll save fucking $20. There's a new show that I just started watching. It's really good, dude. Or it seems really good. That I just started watching on... I want to say that it was on Apple TV. But let me check. I could be wrong. It could have been on Netflix. Hold on. And then there's a show on Netflix, I believe, también, called Creamery. But it's in Spanish, I think.
But an ice cream parlor?
Yeah,
Really?
it's not.
Oh, I just guessed that. I was just guessing as a joke.
It was these girls that work in an ice cream parlor, pre apocalyptic. Something happens where it's also. Wow, let me try that again. So many thoughts in my head. So it starts off where you see a couple of people start getting sick, and it's dudes, right? And then it goes from that and people dying and blah blah blah, and then all of a sudden it goes black, and then you see somebody's eyes open and flutter and blah blah blah. And then 10 years later, 20 years later, whatever it is, right? And so the apocalypse wiped out all the fucking men, and that day they happen to have the vagina lottery. So let's say you're a woman living in these times of fertile age. You could throw your name in there, and they scoured all of the sperm banks and took all the sperm, and they could impregnate you with some of that sperm for you to have a kid, since there's no men in the world. You could still have a baby, but through unfrozen embryos or unfrozen sperm, and get pregnant that way. And then, so there's one girl that's fighting the whole system, just kind of being shitty about it or whatever, and they kind of zap her with this machine to like kind of reset her, right? So then she wakes up, and when she wakes up, it's kind of like 50 First Dates, where there's notes everywhere. So Alex, read this. Alex, do this. Alex, do that. Alex, this. Alex, that. Right? Well, it turns out later in that same show, a dude, they run over a guy, leaving the plantation or whatever, the farm where they live, and it's a real live dude, and that's where the episode ended on my lunch. So I got to go back and finish watching it, but it looks pretty good. And then there's another one about this kid, and his dad and mom were going to move back with him to California. Because they wanted him to be able to go to like an Ivy League school and get taken on to one of these like fancy basketball teams and play whatever it is the teams are, right? Well, his parents supposedly die in a car accident. They have a car accident going to where they were going to stay. So the show picks up where the guy wakes up, their son wakes up, and he's living with his aunt. And he's on the way to school, and he passes by this house that just looks fucking dilapidated. It looks like a fucking haunted house, right? Like everything's fucking overgrown. The house is all black and like just dirty, and it looks like an Addams Family house, right? And some old lady looks out the window, and they're playing the song from that house. They're playing the song that was playing when they got into the car accident, because they were all singing and having a good time and shit, right? And they got into the accident. That song was playing, so he's like all freaked out, like, wait, what the fuck? And then so he goes and he's pounding on the door, trying to get this lady to come out to talk to him, and she doesn't come out. The police come and arrest him, and so there's like this whole thing going on in that village around that house and that family. And again, I only got to watch like 20 minutes of it, but it looks really, really good. So we're going to finish picking that up tonight. You should check that shit out.
How do you pick these things?
They just come up on my feed. Or like I'll go through it and I'll be like, fuck, I've watched that. I don't want to see that. Oh, what the fuck is that? Holy shit, that looks good. And I'll read it and I'm like, oh, okay, that looks pretty good.
There's a new show, I think it's on Peacock, that it started last week. So there might be 2 episodes now. The Continental. I want to watch that.
Oh, that's the John Wick one,
yeah.
right?
I'm hoping that's good.
Who's playing the? Is it more about the manager and how he became
Yeah.
the manager? Okay.
Yeah. It's
And-
it's more about the hotel
Okay. Cool.
where they go.
I wonder if it's going to be if it's going to take you all the way up to Ian McShane.
Who's that?
That's the guy that plays the manager now. Oh, Mr. Wick. I
Yeah.
love that dude's voice. Is fucking dope, dude. He's a really good actor too. Always plays that stoic voice really, really well. Yeah, I want to watch that.
Yeah.
You know what else just started?
Oh, here we go.
Daryl Dixon.
Serious?
Yep.
Is that what the show's called?
Yep. Daryl. And it's kind of like like on that yellowish brown paper. And so what happens is it starts off and it's him landing on the banks of France. So now he's in France because he's looking for God, what was his name? Carl's dad. What was his name? So he's looking for the main character, basically.
Yeah.
And it's him going around France and who survived there and shit like that. And he runs into a nun, and the nun came out. I remember her from Game of Thrones, and she was a nun in that shit too. But she was a badass nun, like bow and arrow, fucking blade slinging, like she was badass. And that's kind of how she is on this show too. But there's a little boy, and I say little boy, but he's probably about 13 probably. And this story's got to be something centered around him, because everything seems to be centered around him in Florida. And it's almost like he's the answer to the apocalypse. Like he's the cure, is what it's kind of like it alludes to, kind of thing. You know what I mean? So the only thing, it's very, very difficult to understand. Partly because I'm deaf, and partly because it's just fucked up. So Daryl's the only one that speaks English. Let me preface it with that. And when I say he speaks English, but he's I had a brother and
Yeah, he always talks low.
yeah, you know what I mean, really grovelly.
Yeah.
He's hard to understand. Well, everybody else has a really thick French accent speaking English. We went to the countryside, blah, 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 blah. So you're like, what the fuck are they saying? Like, I don't know what they're saying. So you got to pay extra attention to it to understand what they're saying. But it's the episodes that have been on, there's 3 now, and they've been better than, those 3 were better than the one with Maggie and Negan.
So why France? I mean, what made him decide to go there? I know he's looking for the dude, but how does he know the dude's there?
The dude's not there. But so, do you remember in The Walking Dead when they came up on the lady that basically ran the junkyard?
No. I had already stopped watching at that point. Did she have like a shaved head?
Kind of, yeah.
I know the
looking.
character, and I think that's like when I stopped watching.
And she had kind of a French accent. There's something tied in with her, the CRM, which is that group that was in the fucking Star Wars outfits, killing people and saving certain ones. Remember?
The village?
Yeah,
With the stormtrooper outfits?
yeah. Not the ones you're thinking of. The CRM.
No, I don't know.
Okay. So yeah, there's a lot of things that are interlaced in it, but it'll be interesting to see where they take it and how quickly they need to get there quickly. They've gotten to a really good point, and it's action packed so far.
Still a lot of zombies?
These zombies are different, and not like fast or can open doors and shit like that. These are like acid zombies. So if they're there, you pierce their skin. When you pull your knife back out, they spew their blood that comes out or whatever comes out of them is acidic. So if they bite you, it's going to not only give you whatever it is that they have and it work faster on you, but it's going to burn and it's going to kill your skin and shit's going to fall off even faster because it's acidic. So you got to watch it, dude. Try it out. At least, the first or second one is pretty good. Like I said, we're on the third one, so you can watch all 3 hours of your day. Not a big deal. While your
Not a big deal.
Yeah,
3 hours.
While your old lady's watching football, sneak into the bedroom. Go watch that shit. It'll be good. You should be all right with it. You know what I'm saying? You'll be happy. Any birthdays or any shout-outs you got going on this week?
Yeah, a couple actually.
Got some catch-ups?
No catch-ups. We've been caught up.
Good.
Our high school friend Sandra.
Oh yeah,
her birthday is Friday. I don't need to say her age, but you could probably guess since we went to high school with her. So happy birthday, Sandra.
Yeah, she's the same age as us, right?
Yeah.
Or is she older than us?
No, it's the same age.
Same age. Okay.
Yeah. My sister-in-law, my wife's oldest sister. She's got a big birthday coming up on Friday as well, so they actually share a birthday. So happy birthday, Letty. That's Phil's wife, by the way.
Oh, okay. Cool.
So we're going to be going out to dinner on Friday, and Saturday they got a girls' day planned out. So it should be a big weekend for my old lady. That's why my daughter's coming, actually.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah. And then on Saturday...
Well, let's go do lunch Saturday or something. That way you're not all by yourself. We'll go play pool or something.
Oh, maybe, yeah.
That means no, he's going to fucking... Oh, yeah.
Actually, I already have plans on Saturday. My nephew, AJ...
Of course you do. Imagine how that happened.
Him and his old lady, they bought a house in Indio.
Okay.
So they are actually having a housewarming party on that day. So it just, unfortunately, the date, those 2 days... My sister-in-law's birthday and his housewarming happen to be on the same day. So I'm actually going to his house to go check out his house and stuff. So, matter of fact, I just want to say congratulations to him on the house. Can't wait to see it. See what it looks like. It's brand new.
Well, that was a really long story to get out of going to play pool with me. You could have just said no. But whatever.
I think he might have a pool table there, so I might be playing anyways.
And congratulations on the house, bro.
Saturday is my wife's nephew on my wife's side, up in Vegas. He went to Hawaii with us. It's my wife's aunt's grandson, Michael. 2-year wedding anniversary. 2 years ago, we went to Big Bear to his wedding.
Oh, nice.
So 2 years. So happy anniversary, Michael.
Happy anniversary.
And that's it.
That's it?
Yeah.
Wow, I thought we were going to be wrapping up September with more birthdays and shit than that.
No?
It's not, huh? Well, today is the 27th is Manny's birthday. Used to be the co-host on the show when we first started it. Worked with him all day today.
You made him work on his birthday?
Yeah, I worked it out with him because he wanted a couple of days off. It's a long story, but yeah.
Happy birthday, Manny.
Yeah, happy birthday. And that's the only one I got for you. That's about it. Hey, thank you guys so much for listening. We appreciate it. Love you guys, and we'll be back hopefully next week. See ya.